I'm so embarrassed. Recently, I was lucky enough to be able to meet the Pope. Um, so, my mates and I were standing in a large group of people. There was my mates and I and a large group of people, and my mates decided to push me to the front, and they were like, "Ask him, Josh. Ask him. You've got to ask him." While they were giggling away, "Ask him, Josh. Ask him." And the Pope looks down at me and says, "What is it, young man? What is it you have to ask me?" And nervously and embarrassingly, I looked up at him and I said, "Sorry, sir, but are there any nuns in Tasmania?" And the Pope looks at me and he says, "Yes, there are, young man. Yes, there are. They do some of my finest work down in Tasmania." I said, "Oh, okay." My mate started giggling behind me. They said, Josh, ask him the second question. Ask him the second question." Oh, and here I am nervously, and I'm like, I'm not asking. The Pope heard them and he said, "What is it, young man? Ask the second question. What is the second question?" "Sir, are there any dwarves in Tasmania?" The Pope thinks for a second. He says, "Why, yes, there are. In fact, I've actually had a couple come up to me and approach me at some of my missions down there while I've been in Tasmania. So yes, there are dwarves in Tasmania. I know for a fact there are." What a peculiar question. My mate's behind me, giggling away, actually starting to laugh behind me. "Go on, Josh. Ask him the third question. Ask him the last question. Ask him." Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I could not. My face is starting to go bright red. I could not ask him. I could not. The Pope's seen me in bright pink, bright red. He looks at me and says, "Son, can you please just ask the last question so that your mates can just leave so that the other people can ask?" So I said, "Sir, I'm sorry, but this is too embarrassing, but can you please tell me, are there any dwarf nuns in Tasmania?" The Pope thinks for a second. He says, "No, there are no dwarf nuns in Tasmania." My mates burst out in laughter. They laugh and laugh. "Josh had sex with a penguin. Josh had sex with a penguin." Oh, I'm never getting that drunk in Tasmania again. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. What a weekend that was.